Welcome everybody to WagerTalk Today. I'm Lawrence Presman, and we got a great lineup of guests and a ton of information coming your way. If you guys have never watched this show, basically, we bring on the best sports bettors on the planet. They give you their thoughts and opinions on games that are going on tonight. We always do take a look ahead at the football games that are happening this weekend, but none are. So today, it's a lot of college basketball and NBA. Steve Merril will join us first. He's going to look at the Alabama-Mississippi State game. He's also going to look at the Nuggets, at the Knicks, and the Thunder at the Warriors. Andy Lang will join him after that. Andy's got some prop bets for us. One in the NBA, one in golf, and a darts bet. And Gianni the Greek will end this show. I'm Lawrence Presman. If we have time, I'll go through the entire NHL board, top to bottom. Welcome again. Let's get going. Steve Merril, how are you, my friend? What is going on over in wherever you live, Virginia area?
Doing well, Prez. Doing well. How have you been, my friend?
No complaints. I'm having a bad lighting day, as you can see, a little green. One of my light bulbs went out, and they didn't. I had no notice, but what can you do? You move on. Anyway, Steve, let's get straight into it. We got Mississippi State hosting Alabama, a real short line, -1.5, but a very big total at 165. How do you suggest we bet this game?
Yeah, a little bit of movement on this game so far. This is a 9 o'clock Eastern game tonight on Wednesday. SEC Network, two top 15 ranked teams. So it's one of the best games on the board. And we have seen a little bit of money coming on Mississippi State and the under in this game. Opened as high as 166. It's down to 165. Even 164.5 at Circa, which is one of the sharper books in Vegas. So a little bit of sharp money on the under here. And I do think that correlates to the Mississippi State side, which we have seen going from Pick'em up to now 1.5 in most spots. And it makes sense. Alabama is the fastest paced team in the country. There are 364 Division I basketball teams, and Bama plays faster than any of them. Mississippi State about 180. So they're right in the middle of the pack. So home teams normally control tempo a little bit better. So I do think they can slow things down a bit here. They don't want to get into a track meet with Alabama. So a little bit of a money to the under and the home team makes sense. And I do lean towards the home team here. Mississippi State takes excellent care of the basketball, one of the best turnover teams in the country as far as not turning the ball over. And Bama, despite playing really fast, ranks only 339th in turnover percentage. They don't force a lot of turnovers. The fast pace is more on offense, and I do think Mississippi State holds the edge defensively at home in this game. It would be an upset from the rankings, but as you see from the point spread, it wouldn't be. I think Mississippi State and the under are definitely correlated in this game at 9 Eastern tonight.
Steve Merril joining us. Steve, I want to mention some people in the chat room. A big, huge shout out to Kendrick Blackman. Kendrick came in and said, "Hey guys, when you log in, just hit the like button." I agree, and I really appreciate Kendrick that you're out there calling for likes. It's so crucial to what we do. It's amazing how much life has changed. I'm 55 years old. I remember Likes was asking a customer to fill out some kind of testimonial. Now all you got to do is hit a thumb button. That's it. So please take time out of your day and do that. Scott Fells, question. When buying picks, do you recommend we just get the regular price or the guarantee in case you guys happen to lose? Scott, I got to be honest with you. That's a real interesting question and something I really haven't thought about, to be blunt. I would assume there is a math equation that would give us the actual right answer. My gut tells me that I would likely, from my perspective, buy the lower dollar and not pay the guaranteed price. But that's just me, but I have not done any math. And as one of the owners of WagerTalk, I've never bought any picks from WagerTalk either. So I just don't think about that. But a great question, Steve. What would you do as a client?
Yeah, first of all, there is no wrong answer because the reason we offer both of them is because some people want the guarantee and some don't, right? And it's the same selection, the same analysis, win or lose. I'm not going to be a smart arse here, but I'll say I would do neither. And the reason is because I think you would agree and Teddy would agree. We would do a subscription, right? Even if it's a
Yeah.
7-day or a 1 year. I mean, I would do the 1 year. And I know not everybody can afford that. And we have new bettors that are building their bankroll. That's why we offer a 3-day, a 7-day, a 30-day, even a 90-day. But look, if you're serious about winning and having the best cost of entry and the best investment approach, it's the 1 year all access. And right now we have the Super Bowl to Super Bowl special, which means you get the next 10 days for free, because the sooner you sign up, the more days you get for free before the Super Bowl. So it really is that simple. And if you are thinking about getting a 1 year all access, this is the lowest price of entry all season, because we already have a discount at $800 and we're including the next 10 days for free. But once again, no matter which package you choose, 1 day or 1 year, every client gets the same best bets, same analysis, same plays for every client, the same games I am personally using each day. Steve Merril at WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, and Steve, I mean, listen, I didn't even think about that. I mean, you are the promotion god, not me. But you're 100% right. If I was a buying client, I would never in a million years buy a day of plays. I would, at worst, buy 3 days. I think it's $79. I don't remember the price points, but much cheaper. But that's what I would
69,
do.
dude.
So,
69, dude. How could you not remember that price point?
Oh, yeah, because I don't have a lot of things going on in my life. So,
69,
yeah, I remember.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't do that stupid position either, Steve. Okay, that's for like 16-year-olds who are like finally excited to do something they've heard about. Anyway.
Hey, Prez, I'll point out one thing we didn't mention also. There's a 39-day 1 day. And like for an NFL Sunday, and I know we're past the busy NFL Saturdays, but like for Saturday in college hoops when people have 3 or 4 plays, it also makes very little sense to me to buy a single play for 25 when you get like 3 or 4 plays for 39. So even the 1 day makes sense in that regard. The 3 day, like you said, but also to put in perspective, the 1 year special, that works out to $3 a day. $3 a day, yeah. $23 a week. $23 a week sounds pretty cheap to me. I really think that puts it in perspective for people.
Yes. There you go. That's what I would take advantage of. And guys, I did not mean to get into a whole promo section on the show. It was a great question. I also want to shout out Gianni Mirki in the chat room. Johnny, you've been showing me a lot of love this week, brother. Shout out to you. Thanks, man. Steve, let's get back into some actionable information. And we got a really fascinating game here between Denver and the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks have won 4 games in a row. And strangely, the last 2 games, they landed on 143. Impressive that they got to 143, to say the least. But even more impressive that they did that exact number twice in a row. Now we have the Knicks on a 4-game win streak, and they're playing Denver on a 2-game losing streak. Now, if this was a hockey game, Steve, if this was a hockey matchup, I'm all over Denver. I'm sitting there and I'm going, we got a great team that just won 4 in a row. Then they lost 2 in a row. This is their 3rd road game. They have, hung out on the road. As the road games progress, teams actually do better. 3rd road game, off of 2 losses. Happy, fat, and sassy New York Knicks team with 4 straight wins. If this was hockey, I'm all over Denver. Where are you going?
Yeah, I think in any sport, whenever you have a quality team in a focused spot, they're worth a look. So the question becomes, are the Nuggets still a quality team? They're just 28-18 straight up, 24-22 against the spread. Knicks are 31-16 this year, but they're only 24-23 against the spread. So the betting markets have been pretty accurate, both of these teams, despite being a combined 25 games above 500 straight up. They're only 3 games above 500 against the spread. I'm going to look at the total for the free play here. And by the way, I do have a strong best bet on the side in this game. That's available right now. I've got 2 best bets tonight in the NBA. The side is one of them. So I'm going to look at the total for this game. But one thing I do want to point out is that it's very hard to score, like you said, 143 points back-to-back nights. And the Nuggets, meanwhile, off the back-to-back losses, the big problem has been the defense. They shot 49 and 52% of their 2 losses. The problem is they gave up 56 and 50%. So regardless of who you like on the side here, I think you have to look for the offense to come back down to earth for the Knicks, and you have to look for defensive intensity from the Nuggets. The Nuggets did have a day off between Chicago and New York, focus on the defense and rest. And you're paying a premium here in the total. It's currently 242.5. So we get plenty of wiggle room to the under. And one thing I love about the WagerTalk free live odds screen is the openers button. You can click on the openers, and I'll do it right now. You'll see Circa open 240.5. Bet Online Offshore open 246.5. Some other books open 243.5. I mean, this has been all over the place, which I think shows the uncertainty of this price range. I like the under in this game. It's an ESPN national TV game tonight at 7:40 Eastern. I think there'll be defensive intensity from both teams. And even though the Knicks have scored 143 in back-to-back games, they still only ranked 24th in the league in tempo and pace of play out of 30 teams. They're not a fast-paced team. Look at under 242.5, Prez. And by the way, I normally say play the highest totals over, as you know. So I'm going against that a little bit here, but I think this total is inflated based on the recent high-scoring Knicks games, bad defensive games by Denver. We get some value now under 242.5. And once again, my strongest play on this game is a best bet side for my clients. And I'm number one all-time in the NBA, including up 160 units the last 2 years on NBA side. So check that out at wagertalk.com.
Yeah, I mean, Steve, that under makes so much sense, especially with the New York Knicks shooting percentage over the last two nights. And, you know, it's one of the things I look at when handicapping the NBA. I want to find these teams that go out there and threes after threes after threes, dunks, free throws, etc. And then ultimately the next day or the game after that, they come down to earth. These guys all come back to the means. So I think that that's an excellent handicap. Me and you totally agree. Oklahoma City, Golden State. Minus 10.5 of this road team. They've only covered this number. They've only covered this number against Golden State once, and it was 2 games ago. Once in the last many, many times. 2 games ago, they covered it by half a point. Look, it's Oklahoma City. We're clearly seeing a change of the guard. Golden State used to rule the roost. They no longer do. Oklahoma City is the pride of the NBA right now. But this just does feel slightly high on the line to me. Where are you going?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we're doing this at about 12:15 Eastern, this, breakdown of this game right now for late night tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern ESPN game. And the injury report has not been submitted yet for the Warriors. But if you look at where this line stands, obviously the betting markets think they will be missing some key guys. And the logic there is that they played a game last night. And they actually got a win last night against a hapless Utah Jazz team. And Golden State was a 13.5-point favorite last night. Same location one day later, they're a 10-point dog. A 23-point difference in the point spread with no site change in one day. That's pretty extreme no matter who's on the court. The thought is they'll be resting their older players, obviously Curry and stuff, these back-to-backs. But with that said, it is a spotlight ESPN national TV game. So the league does not want that. Whether they have any say or not, we'll find out. I think at this point, it's all baked into the number, and there's really nothing but upside maybe with Golden State at plus 10. Not a game that's going to make my client card. I've got 2 strong best bets tonight. This is not one of them because, once again, the biggest edge you have as a sports bettor is they have to put lines on every game. You don't have to play every game, and there's just too much uncertainty, at least at this point. But one thing we have seen is that shorthanded teams often overperform with that adjusted line value in the NBA. And I also not so sure Oklahoma City will be fully focused for this game because, as you mentioned, they've been crushing teams this year. The spot to play them was against Portland a few nights ago because they were off a loss against Dallas, and that was on Sunday, the only game on the board Sunday. They won by 10. They didn't cover as a 14-point favorite. In fact, they didn't cover against that Utah Jazz team a few games back as a 16-point favorite. They only won by 9, and they actually lost outright against Dallas as a favorite a few games before that. Their 2 losses have both been against Dallas, the most recent as a 12-point favorite. Bottom line, they're just 1-4 ATS their last 5. So I do think you're paying a premium going forward with OKC, and this line is inflated on top of that. Hold your nose. I really can't make a subjective reason for it otherwise, but Golden State plus 10, this line looks a little too high for me.
Steve Merril nailed his segment. So, Steve, I just finished watching a recent documentary on yacht rock. Are you familiar with the term?
What was the term again?
Yacht rock.
No.
So it's the music like Jimmy Buffett, Steely Dan,
what type of music would that be?
Toto.
Buffett? Okay.
Yeah, yacht rock. It's like rock and roll that makes you happy.
How are you spelling it? H-A-K?
Yacht, the boat. A yacht, YAUGHT, a yacht rock. Okay,
Got you.
you suck. I was curious what your favorite yacht rock song is, but given that
I've
you
been
don't
to a
even know
Buffett
what the hell
concert. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was like 110 degrees. And it was still one of the funniest lines I've ever heard because we had an inflatable baby pool. We were all drinking and just sweating. And I remember my one friend was acting strange, and somebody walked by and they go, "I remember my first beer." I've used that line many times before, and it was the hardest thunderstorm that I've ever been in my life that cut through the concert about halfway. So I remember Buffett back then. He passed away recently.
Yeah, he did. Parrot heads, they called him. Steve, what do you got going for the clients? I know you've mentioned it. I think you got 2 NBA best bets going. One of them is on the Denver game, and you got and ultimately you want everyone to buy your package. The mic is yours.
Going to have tons of free play videos each and every day this week for college and pro basketball. So make sure you click subscribe and click that bell for an instant alert so you know when these free play videos go up. Also, the more thumbs up and the more comments below, the more free play videos I do. It's that simple. I do read the comments and reply back.
Yes.
2 strong NBA best bets are ready tonight. Still working on the college basketball card as well. Check it out right now, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Each game is $25 per play. Or how about getting the next year for just $23 a week? That's right. With the Super Bowl to Super Bowl special, you can get a full year with an instant $800 discount. Plus, you're getting the next 10 days and nights included for free, which means the sooner you sign up, the sooner the more days free you get for the next year plus. And once again, it works out to $23 a week. That's less of the cost than one play for the next full year. Number one last year, up over 133 units in all sports, and we're looking to double our bankroll again here in 2025. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and check out the daily free play also on my page and get there quicker, wt.buzz/SM.
Steve Merril, awesome stuff. Thanks, brother. We got Andy Lang coming as well as Gianni the Greek. Lots of you guys are putting in the chat room what your favorite yacht rock song is. Dan Alexander likes Valerie by Steve Winwood. Dan, that's a great tune. Titan, yeah, great song. And yeah, a bunch of you guys with Steely Dan. Steely Dan, I mean, you cannot go wrong. Reeling in the Years, Hey 19, Do It Again is a masterpiece, maybe their best. Sailing by Christopher Cross, come on. I mean, I played you guys a Christopher Cross song 2 days ago. The Wind. I like the wind, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that song is what Sailing sucks. What else is up here? Where can you watch that? I don't know where in America you can watch the Yacht Rock documentary, but I will say this. I bet you guys didn't know. Toto consists of 3 brothers. All 3 brothers basically played on every single Yacht Rock song ever, including all of Steely Dan. They also all played on the Thriller album by Michael Jackson. 3 brothers, all in Toto. That I find that fascinating. I'm going to give you guys my 3 favorite Yacht Rock songs right after Andy Lang. And Brandy, another great. Brandy, oh, Brandy. Lighthouse, so good. So good. Oh my God. And Guardians of the Galaxy 2 made that song famous again. That song's by Lighthouse. Brandy, oh my God. Mwah, mwah. Okay, Andy Lang, how are you, my friend?
I'm great, man. I'm great. What a great topic out of nowhere. This is great.
What?
Dan, that was not my fault. No, this is a great topic. This is a great.
That's my fault. Yeah. I was listening to Yacht Rock.
This is a great one. I'd have to say Rosanna is my favorite.
That's a good one too.
It just. No.
Have you noticed that the best ones are female names? Valerie, Rosanna, Brandy.
Anytime you name a song after one woman, it just works. It just works.
Yeah. IUD, We Can Dance If You Want To, is not a Yacht Rock song. But I'm going to name the band.
It's close.
Dance if you want to, we can do behind, and if you want dance, and if you want dance. What's the name of that band? Oh. Something
I'm
the
with you. It's not
boys.
quite a yacht rock. It's not
Yeah,
quite a yacht
that
rock.
doesn't
It's
count.
close.
That and
Close.
for the record, "Hold the Line" is the best Toto song, not Africa
Hmm.
nor Roxanne. "Hold the Line." And secondly, if you guys want to watch a master class of musicianship, there is a live Toto concert on Amazon Prime. They will blow your mind. And watch, they jam. There's like a 12-minute version of Africa with a kick-ass piano piece in the middle of it. Okay, Andy, let's get to some actionable info, and then I'll give out my favorite yacht rock songs. Kyle Kuzma in the NBA. You got to bet for us on him.
Yeah, I would like to fulfill my end of the bet. I made a bet with someone in the chat yesterday. The Saline 786 said they would give me $5 if I would not wear Eagles colors. I said, take your $5, buy my $5 Tuesday play, and if it hits, I will wear red tomorrow. My $5 Tuesday play hit. I am wearing red. So Saline, I have held up my end of the deal. Congratulations on cashing last night. All right, let's talk Kyle Kuzma. I'm going under 1.5 made 3-pointers on this guy. He's gone under in 17 out of the last 22 games, and this guy's shooting 21% from threes this season. That is truly awful. He's averaging 4.6 attempts on the season, but the only times recently that he has gone over this total, he's attempted 7+ 3-pointers. That's how bad he's shooting. He needs to shoot 7 threes just to have a chance to hit 2. So I'm rolling with Kyle Kuzma under 1.5 made 3-pointers here in this one. And this is one of those where if it hits tonight, if he goes over, you just come back and keep playing it. This is one of those that we're going to play 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. Prez is very similar to Julius Randle. We made a killing betting against Julius Randle. He went 12 games in a row under 1.5 made 3-pointers. We lost it last time. Doesn't matter. We went 5-1 playing that streak. So that's how you play some of these streaks here on Kyle Kuzma. So.
Well, there we go. And golf, Andy, where the golf season has started. We have golf almost every weekend. Sam Burns, a head-to-head matchup against Victor Hovland. How do we bet this one?
So one of the keys in golf when you're playing head-to-head matchups is you want to start looking at guys you want to bet against, not guys that you want to bet on. It's much easier to fade these guys that are in big slumps. Victor Hovland is in a horrible slump. He is playing absolutely terrible right now, Prez. This is a direct quote from him. About a year ago, he changed his swing. They asked him about it 2 weeks ago because he's been terrible. And he said, quote, "I made a very poor decision." He is not playing elite golf right now. He is 8th to worst in this field in total strokes gained this year. He finished 7 shots behind Sam Burns at the Century. Then he went over to the European Tour and he missed the cut. When you're missing the cut on the European Tour in that watered down field, your game is horrifically off balance. Sam Burns is just playing much better. Sam Burns is actually 7th in this field in total strokes gained the last 6 months. Victor Hovland is going to be a fade for a while until he figures out his swing. And I've watched him, and Prez, his drive is all out of whack. He brings the club up to his shoulders, then he stops, thinks about it, and then swings through. It is a train wreck watching Victor Hovland. So what do? We're just going to fade Victor Hovland for the time being.
It's amazing to me, Andy. It's like you're one of the best golfers on the planet. And Victor Hovland is. He is not, I mean, listen, he's not, the best. But, man, I mean, this is a top 20 golfer. And then he's like, no, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm going to change everything. It hasn't worked. It's not like I'm well known all over the world, made a whole lot of money, loving life. Nope. I got to change it all.
I don't know. I mean, I guess guys are always searching to be better, but he wasn't top 20. He was top 10. You could argue top 5. And now he's missing cuts on the European Tour. My God. So, like I said, I can't stress enough when you're betting golf head-to-head matchups, look at who to fade first. Don't look at, I want to bet on that guy. Look at the guy who's coming off of an injury who's not right. Look at a guy whose swing is out of whack. You're looking to fade guys.
Okay, well, that's a fascinating topic. One we'll discuss in great detail maybe in the summertime. But I'll tell you right now, Andy, I'm always looking to fade first. I mean, that's literally my priority in betting. Look to fade first. I'm with you on that. Guys, Andy's got a great promo up. And listen, Andy comes on the show every day, and you guys know that I think he is one of the greatest sports bettors in the world. And I don't like the word think because, I mean, this is just mathematical fact. Andy is legitimately one of the best sports bettors in the world. Now, he's no old school guy taking, totals and ATS bets like most people. Andy is new school. He is adapted to the new style of betting out there. It's a lot of prop bets, a lot of same game parlays, multi-sport parlays. A bloody blast to play you, Andy. And you're on a huge run, 20-4 the past week. Number one profit leader over the last 2 years. I don't know how it gets much better than that. And on top of it all, you guys know this to be a fact. He's as nice a dude as you'll ever meet in your life. So long story short, you can buy 30 days all access from Andy. $6.63 a day, $199. Yeah, Andy, there you go, brother. I really do believe all those kind words I said about you.
I appreciate it. We keep hammering this home. NFL, we only got one game left. College football is over. This is where we thrive. It is the sports that are off the beaten path. It's the sports that are off everyone's radar. This is where we do all of our damage. So I'm excited to talk about golf and make sure more people are aware about this. I'm excited to talk about darts and make sure more people are aware of that. That's where the lines are the softest. That's where we take most of our units from, plus 205 units in the last 2 years. And yeah, we talked yesterday about how January started off bad. Bang, we're 28 units over the last 8 days after cashing our NBA best bet last night. So yeah, looking forward. Can I talk some darts here real quick? Can I give everyone a darts play for the tournament starting Thursday?
Dude, we're dying to hear your darts play.
All right, Luke Humphreys is playing Joe Cullen, and we're going to take over 5.5 180s in this match. So this is a tournament where they play sets. So each set consists of 3 legs. So what we're going to have here, Prez, is a lot of games being played. I think this 5.5 is set way too low. Humphreys is the big favorite, but he's not been in great form. He lost in his last match pretty easily, and I think Cullen keeps this close. Since this is best of 5, I think we get a lot of games and a lot of legs out of this one. Last match Cullen played in, they threw 20 180s, not 5.5, 20. And the last time Humphreys and Cullen played, now granted, it was in 2023. It was best of 7. They threw for 24 combined 180s. We only need them to get to 6 in this one. So both these guys can throw 180s. Their averages suggest that if this game is remotely close and it goes a little bit, we're going to get over this one. So Humphreys and Cullen, there's your free play for the darts tournament that starts Thursday.
Eddie, what a great segment, dude. Love having you on. Stay with us. I'm going to announce my favorite yacht rock songs. I forgot about Brandy, and I'm actually a little bit obsessed with that song. It's by Looking Glass, not Lighthouse, and I play it all the time, but I forgot it technically could be considered a yacht rock song. So I'm going to add that. So in 4th place, my favorite yacht rock song is by the Bellamy Brothers, Let Your Love Flow. In 3rd place, it would be Hold the Line by Toto. In 2nd place, it would be Brandy by Lighthouse. And Andy Lang, are you ready for the best yacht rock song of all time? Doobie Gray, Drift Away. You remember that song?
I'm trying to picture it. I'm gonna have to look it up on YouTube because I'll be honest, I cannot. Normally, when you say these yacht rock songs, it just pops in my head. And the beautiful thing about yacht rock is you kind of remember where you were when you were listening to some of these songs. I'll have to go back and listen to that, but it doesn't pop off the top of my head. But I'm with you. The documentary was great.
Saturday Night Live did a skit on Drift Away where they all sat. Norm from Cheers was in that skit. They all sat at a table in a restaurant, and then every little while they sang the chorus of drift away. Anyway, we're not going to sing. Andy Lang, love you, bro. We'll see you tomorrow.
I can't wait to hear what Gianni's favorite yacht rock songs are. You got to ask Gianni what his favorite yacht rock songs are. I bet he's got some bangers.
Okay, I will. We'll do that. Guys, I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down every single NHL game on the board. There are 5 going tonight. I will tell you exactly how to bet each one of them. Before we get into that, I did have a losing night last night in the NHL. I had a 4% play on the Vegas Golden Knights. Look, it was a dead even game right to the end. Vegas had a breakaway in overtime, missed it. Dallas got the puck, skated down the field, and put it away. We did have 1 goal disallowed by Vegas. It was a tough loss, but it was considered a bad beat. But we're right back at it tonight. The run continues. 23-7. My last 30 NHL plays, up double-digit profits on the year. And I do have a bet tonight that I really do like. I will be giving it out in this segment. I just won't tell you which one it is. But you guys could go grab that for only $15. Okay, let's start right now with the LA Kings playing Florida. So right off the bat, I really like Florida in this spot at -140. It's a soft number. And this Florida team, lost to Vegas 4-1. And, I feel like the LA Kings might be a slight fade team moving forward. I think they're playing above their heads. They have been all year. So I'm going to look to take Florida -140. What the hell is going on here? It's Wednesday. Oh my God, Prez. It is Wednesday. It is Florida -140. Toronto playing Minnesota. Love the Leafs tonight. Great spot, -165 to -170. Bottom line here is the Leafs have lost 2 games in a row. Anytime the Leafs, Carolina, Colorado, Florida, Dallas, Edmonton, anytime those teams lose 2 in a row, it's almost must bet on that third game. And the beauty about that is if they lose the third game, so let's say you put 2% on the Leafs winning tonight and they lose, come right back the next Leaf game with a 3% play because those teams, all of them, are not going to go on long extended losing streaks. New Jersey playing Philadelphia. Absolutely love the Devils in this spot, but I also really like under the total of 5.5 in this spot. Philadelphia is going to be an under team moving forward. New Jersey is an under team as well. I know they have a backup goalie in that, Jake Allen, but Philadelphia is not some juggernaut scoring offense. So it kind of neutralizes itself there. I like the under in this game. I like New Jersey. I think we're going to see a 3-1 hockey game. Now let's talk Vancouver and Nashville. Vancouver is a bet on team moving forward, guys. This is a team that hit the skids. This team killed it last year. They got the same roster as they did last year this year, and they really went through a real ugly 6-week period. Now they've won a couple in a row. They're playing better hockey, and there's better shit coming out of their dressing room. Huge feud between JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. I think that's behind us now, and I think Vancouver is a bet on team moving forward. They are +120. And lastly is Pittsburgh and Utah. If you're not betting against Pittsburgh every night, you should really consider another sport. This Pittsburgh team is in a total free fall. Not only that, but there's so much negative stuff coming out of the locker room. It's insane. Kyle Dubas, their general manager, is going to firehouse this entire team. You've got to take Utah here -150. And I also like the over a lot in this game. That's the entire breakdown of the hockey card tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Gianni the Greek joining us. How are you, my friend?
Never better, brother. Busy, Prez. Moving a lot of stuff, but a lot of middles we've already worked this morning. I've been able to isolate a couple college basketball, couple NBA, and even an NHL. But I'm seeing with not enough attention right now on like college basketball, on NBA, everybody's so focused about NFL and the props coming up that they're able to manipulate the board a lot easier. And that's why if you look at a lot of these lines, you'll see the overnights moved up 3, 4, 5 points even on some of these totals. And then they came right back down to earth this morning.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a ton of that on the board. And it's going to continue through the Super Bowl.
Gianni, one of our listeners, Paul Bowman, writes, ask Gianni for any Jimmy the Greek stories. Why, is he your dad?
No. No. I never met him, actually. I never met him. Like, I was a fan from young, watching the NFL Today.
Do you even have any Jimmy the Greek stories?
No, not that I could recall. Not any that I could recall.
Let's make one up. So Gianni, the Prez, and Jimmy went to a bar. One walked out sober. Guess. Okay, Gianni. So we're talking about yacht rock on the show today, and a bunch of people have said what their favorite yacht rock songs are. In case you don't know, that's like Buffett, Steely Dan, Toto, Lighthouse, Doobie Brothers towards the back end of their career. Do you have a favorite yacht rock song?
I'd be lying if I said I do. I actually don't, but I can tell you this. I actually bartended a Jimmy Buffett concert here in Las Vegas. That was an experience like none other. No. I won't even make up a story like that. I made a lot of money. They could drink. They really can drink. And the Parrot Heads are a lot of fun. Like, yes. I'm telling you, I had no idea what was coming because I was bartending, and the MGM would reach out to bartenders for big concerts, big events. Like you could just work that weekend, that week, that kind of stuff. Temp work, they called it. And I did it for a Jimmy Buffett concert, and I never saw so much anticipation and like having to get ready for it. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why is, like, I had heard of it, but not like that. Dude, that day of the concert, I never saw anything like that. Was it like a 2-day event? And it was just flooded with people partying, more drugs and alcohol than I ever expected. Like, I was overwhelmed. I really was overwhelmed by the fans that they have.
So you know what deadheads call parrot heads?
What?
Practice.
Damn. I've been to a Grateful Dead concert, but just outside. Just outside.
Please, parrot heads, please. Gianni! So we've left Margaritaville. We're going to have a cheeseburger in paradise.
Put down the whippets.
Yeah. What's going on in the world of sports betting from all the syndicates out there?
A little in the NHL, a little LA Kings action. They seem to like those dogs like that. Anytime they get a nice plus money, you're seeing they jumped on it. They lost with Calgary yesterday. If they came back again today with the LA Kings, this time it's a road dog. I kind of lean that way. I think it makes some sense. But I like most that I look at the square shops. This is what I like to compare. When the square shop still has a high number, but my sharpest out has adjusted significantly, that tells me that, especially for NHL, which doesn't get a ton of volume, that the square book is getting one-way action on the favorite, and the sharp book that doesn't get a lot of volume will not have the risk balance the sharp action out. So LA is as legit as they come. Win or lose, at plus 135 or better, you're definitely getting the sharp side. Don't know your opinion on that. You know more about NHL than I do. Then in the NBA, two dogs and a favorite. They took the Miami Heat at plus 8. They took Minnesota at plus 1.5. And they laid the 8.5 and the 9 on the Sacramento Kings. Finally, college basketball, 3 sides in a total for you. 663, Samford, pick 'em. 668, Maryland, minus 4.5. 734, Mississippi State, pick 'em. And finally, 718, under 146, Oklahoma State, Kansas State. No surprise. Usually see those more high-profile games shaded towards the over. These guys almost always come in on the under. Doesn't work out their way every time, but long-term, I think they do well with those, especially in college basketball, because you do see like the totals able to move significantly. And whenever you don't see resistance or buyback, it tells you they see a lot of value in those. It's just hard to get down money. That's the problem. Like, books don't want it. I don't know how I look at all these slips that people put out and retweet on social media of guys betting 600,000, $1 million, 100,000, 50 dimes. I'm like, who's taking their action and how much have they lost to accept this bet? And more importantly, they have to just be showing us they're winning tickets, because there's no way a book's going to book that. Like, I could videotape myself going into a casino right now, and if I could get down $1,000 on a college basketball total, I'll be so happy. Like, maybe 2 dimes if it's a primetime game. But when I'm seeing these tickets of like 5,000, 10,000, it just I don't get it.
Gianni. I mean, I've been talking about this a little bit this week because, you know, I'm on social media. You're on social media. A lot of this is just bullshit. And you know it, and I know it. And, you know, we could bring in these sportsbook bettors, like the sportsbook guys like Art and Dave Mason on Friday. Nobody is getting down 50 grand on college basketball totals in Cal State Northridge against Pacific. It's just not happening. And on top of that, and I mean this really, this is an important statement, because my 24-year-old daughter literally last night was like, oh my God, Dad, I got a friend who is an incredible sports bettor. You should see how much money he's making. And I'm like, how do you know? And she's like, oh, I bumped into him at Starbucks and he was telling me how much money he makes. He showed me these betting slips. And I'm like, if you brag about your winners, you're a loser. You said it. They just don't show their losing tickets. And not only that, but most of these tickets on TikTok and Insta, etc., they're just made up, you know, photoshopped crap. It
really is.
If you don't shave, you should not be allowed to give out financial advice. Period.
But no, not to go long on that, but it's true. But here's the problem with that, Prez. It's all fun and games until the new bettors that enter the marketplace think that it's reality, that's even a possibility, that they're going to put in that same game parlay for $25, follow these guys for $100 and make millions and millions of dollars. It's just not reality. Dude, it's just not going to happen.
There's a guy on TikTok, I can't remember his name, where it was like, I have a 14-team parlay. I win $1 million. I've already won the first 13 legs. They've offered me a $700,000 cash out. I'm not taking it. We're riding the mill. And people are falling for this. Brother, we got competitors out there that's entire business model is finding influencers so that they can distribute bullshit down their influence channel. Like, I beg everyone to be careful. And I am not suggesting that those influencers are bad sports bettors. They might be amazing. Just be careful out there, guys. And I'm not suggesting our competitors are doing anything ill towards. Go and build your business any way you want. The only thing I ask from our competitors is don't lie, don't embellish, don't make up shit. That's it. Everything else, free game. Do your thing. Market any bloody way you want to market. But guys out there, if they don't shave, don't take their financial advice. Gianni, what else do we need to talk about?
Just awaiting the huge props. I mean, I've gotten a couple smaller prop bets.
I found some last night. I can throw a prop out at you that I really like. Okay. Xavier Worthy, 2+ plus 1,200. Dude, he's going to get us 1. So for plus 1,200, I just like the excitement and drama of spending the rest of the game going, was it Xavier? Hey, Viv, was it Xavier? Plus 1,200, 2+ touchdowns, Xavier Worthy. I'm making that bet, Gianni.
Here's something funny. That was one of the guys that I got information on to look for. Like when this breaks out, they were looking for Xavier Worthy over in rushing yards. Xavier Worthy, like plus, you know, where you get those 800 plus 900s plus whatever. So they're expecting him to at least do better than the market shows. And here's what's important. When you see them bet an over on props this early, it's legit because those always get juiced up. Those always get bet up. They're always sitting back and waiting to bet those under. So when they get out ahead on an over, dude, you jump on that. I'm telling you, long term, the Super Bowl props do amazing. But when they bet overs, those are at the highest winning percentage because those are very, very rare. So I don't think it'll be still available. But that Xavier Worthy rushing yards over 4.5, over 5, over 5.5, up to minus 140, 150. They were telling me, like, they looked at 4.5. I'm like, dude, I can't get you 4.5. I could get you maybe 5, 5.5. Get 5.5. They're like, I could only lay it at the 120. No, go to 140, go to 150. Like, when they are willing to place a bet like that on an over, I take it very seriously. Again, not saying it's going to cash.
I know,
but it's definitely a very, very sharp side.
Yes, I don't love that play because I don't want to bet on trick plays. I don't want to bet on wide receivers running the ball. I want to kind of stay within the zone of, football, if you will. And look, that plus 1,200 on Sunday, I made $100 bet that paid 3,800 and I cashed it. So it's not like I had Hurts 2+ and the running back Cook 2+. The 2+ is my favorite bet in the prop world. Just to let you know. Firstly, it's fun as shit. Secondly, you're getting massive numbers on it. So, Gianni, I'm going to give out because I'm away all of next week. I'm going to give out my absolute single best prop that I've found so far. I'm going to give it out tomorrow. No, tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow. Then Friday we'll do something else. Anyway, brother, what else before we call it a show?
I'm going to leave you with this. Have you seen the Super Bowl total coming down to 949 at the sharper shops? I'm so surprised because I even got guys I respect that are saying like, dude, it looks like an over game. And you're looking at two teams that are coming off such high scoring games. Yeah, and they brought out the total below 50. It got bet up. And now you're seeing it get bet down a little. This is confusing the hell out of me. I don't know about anyone else out there what your guys' opinions are. Please post it in the comment. But yeah, let me hear it. And you think you could shut this down. Love you guys. WagerTalk.com. Head on over. Always some good stuff there.
Gianni, real quick, brother. We got 48.5 on board already at DF. So yes, it is definitely getting bet down. But dude, let's be honest here. None of the public is even involved in betting on this game yet. They haven't left the building. If I'm a sharp bettor, I'm betting this total down all day long, knowing ultimately that next week I will start betting it right the hell up because everyone else is going to do that anyway. So let's get it down, and then we'll come in with the. I think this could be a bit of a head fake. I don't know. I have no opinion on this total though, dude. It's like I want to take it over, but I honestly feel like Philadelphia is going to run this ball to the ground. I mean, under Jalen Hurts, completion attempts. I mean, my take on this game is it's going to be a slow-moving football game.
Yeah, it could be. Real quick, this just came in. Atletico Madrid, Red Bull Salzburg, under 2.5, 3, minus 115. So that's my 2.75, under 2.75. Atletico Madrid, Red Bull Salzburg. And then Real Madrid and Brest, over 3.5 at even money. Benfica, Juventus, over 2.25, minus 125. And the last one, Arsenal, Girona, under 2.5 at even money. 4 soccer plays that just came in while you were talking. I don't know if I could get them down, but they just came in across the IM that I'm on with these guys. So hopefully you guys could do some damage with that information.
Beautiful. Get out of here. Gianni the Greek, everyone. Thanks for doing this with us. Shout out to Andy Lang and Steve Merril on behalf of Dan Alexander and myself. Guys, have a killer day. We'll see you tomorrow.